Hey guys, Dan here from Dan and Mike's Fishing Channel, and today we're gonna do some maintenance on the Cub Cadet, and got a couple parts from Farm Fleet. I'll show you those right here. All right, so we got the 2 spark plugs, a fuel filter, air filter, which we needed because we used it in the garden last year. Oil filter, and I believe that's 1 quart. So we got 2 quarts of oil. And right here, this is all worth about $60, and we got it for $45. And it's for the Kohler 7000 series 20 to 26 horsepower. We had the 24, so it'll work just fine. And looks like some oil spilled in there. Yeah, this one's got some oil in it. But so what we're gonna do first is we're gonna start it up. We're gonna let it run for a couple minutes because it's been sitting for a little while since the last video pretty much, and we're gonna get that oil warmed up. That way it'll come out easier, and we'll get an oil pan out here, and you know, needs to be cleaned up a little bit, but we'll get the oil out, change the spark plugs, oil filter, everything else, and then yeah, so go ahead and start it up here, let it warm up for a couple minutes. Alright, so she's warmed up, and as it turns out, the oil bin I was going to use does not fit under the lawnmower because it's too wide. So I'm going to attempt to use a garbage can with a Mountain Dew can in it, which does not fit. Okay, it does fit under there. Never mind. So we're going to use that to drain the oil out. I've used it before, but I shouldn't be doing it, but you know what? I shouldn't do a lot of things, but alright. There we go. I can pop this loose. There we go. Let that drain out. That doesn't look too bad. I mean, if you see little silver bits in there, you got trouble, because that means the engine stripping itself inside, and that's not good. That means you got some real bad problems, but I mean, that just looks, you know, blackish brown, like year-old oil should look. So yeah, so while that's draining out, I'm gonna attempt to do this one-handed. Pop the spark plug coil off, grab the wrench, switch it to the left, yeah, switch it to the left, or left. Alright, there we go. Pop her loose. Shouldn't be touching a hot spark plug, but you know what, that's the way I am. So, pop the spark plug out, show you guys what an old one looks like compared to a new one, and you can immediately tell the difference. You know, there she is, brown and black. That's what it looks like compared to a new one. You guys can see that very well, I'm not sure. Just, yeah. So, go ahead and grab the new ones. Go over here. Oil's still draining out. Put the spark plug in. Always put the spark plugs in by hand, because if you don't, you know, you're running a chance of, if you put it in wrong and you start doing it with a wrench, you know, it's a lot easier. But if you put it in wrong, you could be stripping down that hole, and then you're screwed just because you thought you were doing it right. But once it's in there good and tight, grab your wrench on there, switch it, tighten it down all the way, Still got to tighten it down a little bit more by hand. You don't want it too tight, just nice and firm. Not over tightened, because then you can shatter your spark plug, and I learned my lesson with that. My old Craftsman. Alright, let's grab the other spark plug, head over to the other side. And see, this side, get a little bit of leakage coming out, but that's not bad compared to the other side. Oh, wow, that's tough. Alright, well, I'll get back to you guys once I get the other one in, and then we'll wait for that oil to get out. And then, so what you do with your oil filter is, it's got instructions on the side, but I mean, I already know how to do it. You fill it up about halfway, maybe 3/4, just so there's actual oil in there. And then you take some oil on your finger and you go around the little gasket on the side, the rubber ring, so it gets lubricated when you put it in there. Because if you don't, you can screw up this little rubber ring, because they're not the most durable, and that'll just expand the life of all your parts. Then pop the oil or the air filter back on. Fuel filter, probably gonna go ahead and keep the old one on there, but because they're in a little Indian made one, we'll keep the American one on there. It's a little bit better, but I'll get back to you guys once I got the spark plug on. Hey guys, we're back and got the spark plugs replaced. Oil is done draining. Got it all in the bucket there, or it's mostly drained out. Oil filter, I cannot get it off. Probably gonna have to get an oil filter wrench, which I should have gotten before the video, but that'll be fine for now. You know, should be replaced, but you know, if you can't do it, then you can't do it, and just wait till you can. And so this is what the old air filter looked like, you know, just dirty and black, not good. And here's what the new one looks like, pretty nice. So we'll see if I can do this one-handed and put the filter, or the what's it called? Well, I don't even know what this is called. The filter on the filter, I guess. But what you do pretty much is you put that on there, you get it on, cinch it down nice, probably off by a little bit there. There we go. Get on there nice, and see if we can pop that on. There we go. Get them nice and tight. Yep, looking good. There we go. There we go. Alright, so now take your oil stick out, grab your oil. This is probably gonna take over a quart of oil, but actually, you know what? I'm blanking. Whatever that thing's called right there. Excuse me for the dogs, but just fill the oil up, and I'll get back to you when I'm done. Hey guys, I'm back. Dogs ain't barking no more, but got the air filter put on, the cover back on. That's just, you know, you snap these little levers back. There's 2 of them. And got some oil put in there. Took 1 quart and probably, yeah, that's about a little more than a half a quart. So she's a big engine. She takes a lot of oil. Spark plugs are in. We're gonna do the filter some other day, the oil filter another day, and you know, it's good enough for now. Not to where I want it to be, but you know, we got the grasses coming out soon. But gonna have to mow the lawn hopefully sometime this week. Hopefully we'll make a video on that, and we're gonna go ahead and start her up here. And got the tranny disengaged from rolling it out the garage, but I mean the tires look fine. I'll probably need to replace the plates because it's been 2 years and we're supposed to replace them every year, but we didn't, so I mean, it still cuts fine. So got more gas in her this time, except that I was gonna have to mow the lawn last weekend, but guess what? It snowed. Yay, Illinois. So go ahead and start her up. Let her run for a couple minutes, let that oil set in, get all this crap put away, and then call it.